You've got to be kidding me.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to find your own.
We're saying goodbye to Guerrero. Well, no, where are we? We're going to say goodbye to Bahía de Los Angeles. Bahía de Los Angeles. And we are heading to Guerrero Negro today. And it's been a beautiful stay here. Beautiful little town. I mean, it's really out of the way. One road in, one road out. And we had some nice restaurants, some nice cafes, and my friends hunted down some cinnamon rolls. We met a lot of Americans, and beautiful stay here. Really, really beautiful, but looking forward to moving on. And first stop is the dump station. I wasn't going to dump today, but I'm not seeing another dump station between here and La Paz, which could be at least a week for us. There's not really, there might be one maybe in Guerrero Negro, maybe not. This road, man. I was really researching last night, and Guerrero Negro is like 3 hours away, and there's one campground that might have a dump station. There's two campgrounds that do not, for sure, so never assume anything. You need to do your due diligence. There is plenty of water, fresh water, so I'm gonna fill up there just because I want to get on the road. Sarah and I have work to do today, so I have a call at 11, so we're going to we're leaving before the rest of the group. We're going out to a meeting spot about an hour and 15 minutes away just to get head start, and they're going to take their time and meet us there after we work for an hour or so. So life on the road as a working age person, this is the reality, but we're able to do it because of Starlink. There is no cell signal down here for any of us. I think most of us, T-Mobile, I think Ralph has his Canadian, which he can't even text on Wi-Fi, which is a mess. So if you're Canadian coming down here, be aware of that. And yes, we've all been relying on Starlink and our walkie-talkies. So anyway, dump station. I got a nasty. Hang on. Let me maneuver this. Kind of looked a lot worse than it was. I thought for sure I was going to drag, but I didn't. Wow, I still have almost a half tank gas, but I'm also going to get gas here. So that's what you need to be aware of. I almost felt like I had a rock in a duel, but I've been on sand. It's just the road, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to drive. This road is nasty. So I'm going to get gas. I'm going to dump. And we'll see you down the road. This might be the only dump station in town, I think, unless you're staying at one of the campgrounds. 200 pesos, which is a little over 10 bucks. 17 something is the exchange rate, so a little over 10 bucks, probably 12. Yeah, Mexico's not cheap. Some stuff, you know, is okay, but you know, there's a gringo tax for sure. You know, they know that we can afford it. Supply and demand. We're all about supply and demand. People call it a gringo tax, but I think that's a little disparaging. It's supply and demand. They know that we can afford it and we're willing to pay it, and that's business 101. So I don't mind. Helps the economy. We're boondocking, you know, so every little bit to help the local economy. We ate out a lot. We bought I bought some souvenirs yesterday. We ate out several times. They probably ate out, I think, more than I did, because they went out one day and spent the whole day in town while I was working. But every little bit, yeah. So, all right. And there's garbage cans in town on the street, so I'm going to go into town and dump my garbage. RV over there? Follow them. So we're doing the buddy system. And Sarah and Aaron and I have been one of the teams, one of the teams. And Ralph with Edie and Cindy, partly because Cindy felt more comfortable having a man in the group, just because, Mexican men, I've noticed, tend to be more responsive in certain situations to men than women. So Ralph is with Edie and Cindy. And we're heading out on Highway 12, and then we're going to hit up with Highway 1, which is very narrow and it is a little windy. Not fun driving. And they're leading, which is really nice. They're a little narrower, although I don't think their truck is narrower. Their house is narrower, and it's two of them. So them leading makes sense for navigation purposes too. So I've been very grateful, actually. Usually I'm like, a little bit of I don't want to say I'm a control freak. I can be. So, but it's really nice to let them lead. So thank you, Sarah and Aaron. That RV over there. In a 2013-2014 hurricane. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put it here. And it looked like this. I'm wondering if it's taken them this long to fix it. It certainly looks like it. Or maybe this road washed out again. Who knows? Hurricane Odile, or probably Odile in Spanish, is tied for the most intense landfalling tropical cyclone in the Baja, California peninsula during the satellite era. It swept across the peninsula in September of 2014 and caused widespread damage in the millions. It hit landfall after meandering around for a while and then picking up speed and going into a Category 4, making landfall in Cabo San Lucas at 125 miles an hour. You can see damage throughout the Baja Peninsula, and we have camped at some of the ruins of the hurricane, and we have more of that even to come. It's kind of amazing how colorful it is. Probably springish here. Winter. I don't know. Anyway, it's amazing how colorful it is and how green it is. It's freaking beautiful. What do you want to say? What do you want to say to the dogs? What do you want to say? What do you want to say? They're just dogs. Ejército Mexicano is Mexican Army, and this is one of many checkpoints we've encountered along the way. Just waiting for my turn. It can be a little intimidating with their big old AKs. So I just went through a military checkpoint. It was a little bit of a surprise because all the reviews say that they've been closed. First time though through a military checkpoint, he did not inspect my RV, although it looks like maybe Sarah and Aaron are getting inspected. I think they are because the door is open. That means Sarah got out and opened the door usually. So they are inspecting a lot of people going in the other direction. It looked like they pulled over everybody and made everybody get out of the cars in the other direction. They've never made me get out. I just go through the cab and open the side door for them. And they're okay with that. And this one didn't seem to speak any English, so I spoke as much Spanish. He asked about Sadie. But I didn't understand what he asked. He pointed to her. And I said, yeah, perro. She got excited about the perros. You know, she got excited about the dogs. Okay, the door's closed. I think she's... Yep, here we go. They passed. All right, here we go. You good to roll? So, of all days for me to lead instead of them, they were behind me, Sarah and Aaron, and they broke a shock. They radioed me and said that they had a really bad noise, and then they came out and their shock was broken. The good news is they have a spare, but they're trying to get the broken one off right now, I guess. And Ralph and Edie and Cindy were behind them, so Ralph pulled up behind them, it looks like, and is helping. I was already ahead of them. And they said they wanted to just try to drive up here and pull over, but I don't know. I guess they're just trying to get it off first. That road was rough. Really amazing. Rough. We're already back on our way. Ralph, Sarah, and Aaron literally changed their shock. Our first speed. Our first speed bump. We haven't had any of those. I can't remember what they call them. But anyway, Sarah, Aaron, and Ralph got the shock changed in the road because there are no shoulders here. In the road. They got it done. Yay. Well done, team. This looks like a military post and the soldiers are waving. Quartel General Military Zone. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a bank. There's a bank. Bank. Shoot. ATMs are hard to come by in Baja. Really hard to come by, and you go through the pesos fast. So tip for you if you're traveling to Baja is to get as many pesos out as you can when you stop at an ATM. So far I've been able to take out 5,000 and I probably could be taking out more. The town of Guerrero Negro in Baja, California, Sur, was founded in 1957 and named after the Black Warrior, a U.S. American whaling ship from Duxbury, Massachusetts, which is near Boston. That ship, captained by Robert Brown, wrecked in what was then called Frenchman's Lagoon on December 20th, 1858. The bay was later renamed after the ship. So we're heading to the grocery store to meet up with Edie and Cindy, but Sarah and Aaron are still having problems with the shock. They were missing a gasket or a rubber part or something. We had to stop before we got into Guerrero Negro for them to fix it again because it snapped off. They're missing some parts. So it's been a rough few hours. Looking forward to getting groceries and getting out to camp. Guerrero Negro is now a popular tourist destination for ecotourism and whale watching. We've talked about doing some whale watching, but we're going to have to see how things go.
Ya sabes que tienen amplios horarios. Además, aprovecha si haces el súper.
Entonces voy a ley, cobro mi dinero, me compro mi lavadora y de una vez hago el súper.
Oh boy, it's been a long day. So I just picked up a few essentials and now I was the first one out of the grocery store. So I'm heading out to the place we scouted. It's an old pier. It's 7 miles out this road. It's getting dark. We're all tired. I hate doing this stuff after dark. So I think Edie and Cindy are up behind me somewhere. Ralph is just finishing up at the store, and Sarah and Aaron needed to go to the auto parts store. Google sent me on a wild goose chase down a wrong road, so I'm on the right road. This is horrible. No, this road is ridiculous, and we've got 7 miles to go. I am not driving 6 more miles. This road is terribly washboarded. There's no way I'm doing 6 more miles this time of the night. You've been a good girl, huh? You've been a good girl, huh? Yes. Yeah, you're just such a good travel dog. You got your nose is dirty. Well, what a day we had. Oh my God. We left early this morning for a 3-hour drive, and it ended up being like a 12-hour day. Sarah and I left first because we had to work and there was a miscommunication about what time we were going to meet up. So the rest of the group got there an hour later. And so things kind of started off running a little later than we'd planned. And then their shock broke on the side of the road and they had to fix it. And then we didn't even get all the way into Guerrero Negro and it broke again. So we all stopped again to see if we could help them fix it. And by the time we got into Guerrero Negro, it was 5:30, I think. And we're here now. And then we met up with Edie and Cindy, who left when we were stopped the first time. They went into Guerrero Negro and went to the grocery store. So we met up with them when we all made it to the grocery store. And then I was like, it's late. I need to find camp because that's just like me. So I went out on my own to try to find camp. And that road, 7 miles of washboard road, it was horrible. I mean, it was so bouncy no matter how. I mean, I was probably going 5 miles an hour and I had 7 miles to go. And Ralph was like, we can keep going, we can keep going. And at some point I called it. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I think Edie and Cindy were also in agreement. This is miserable. And I didn't know where Aaron and Sarah were at that point. They had just replaced a shock. I'm like, they're not going to want to drive on this road. I actually texted them and I was like, don't come out here. They were like, okay. And so they're in town. Smart. They stayed in town partly because they need to get a part. So we turned around after dark on that washboard road and went to plan B, which was the spot that we're in. Not too far away. It was only a few minutes down the road from where we were going the first time. The thing is, I've just been laying here looking at the reviews, and they said if there's a big tide, the tide could come in. We are pretty close to the water. But I'm up on a hill. It's way out. I mean, we got here after dark. Ralph and I tried walking out to the water, and we didn't hit the water. So I'm laying here reading the reviews, and I texted Ralph, and I was like, oh, do we have to worry about the tide? And he said, no. I pulled up the tide chart and it doesn't look like it's going to be that high, but it's going to come in at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be high tide. And I'm like, are you sure it's going to be okay? So he's like, yeah, I think so, but I'm not trusting it. So I set my alarm for 2 a.m. I'm going to get up at 2 a.m., look out my windshield, because if there's water right outside my windshield, then I'll know we have to move. So I'm setting my alarm for 2 o'clock. It's like, I think it's like 10 o'clock now. So I'm going to try to get some sleep. What a long, long day. You know, this is just life on the road. Shit happens. So I'm going to get up at 2 and see where the tide is, and we'll figure out where to go from here. But that's it. Good night. No, there's no water, Sadie girl. Well, I don't see any tide, so I'm going back to sleep. I don't see any water out there at all. So I guess we're good. Good night. All right, so I got up at 2 this morning, and there was no tide coming in. I turned on my headlights and looked, and didn't see anything out there. And then this morning, I looked out, and there's the tide not far out my rig. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, okay, well, this must be high tide. So I went for a walk, and by the time I came back from my walk, and I walk often in the morning without my phone, it's kind of like my time not working. And by the time I came back from my walk, literally like within a half hour, it was flooding up the road that we drove in on, and flooding Ralph's tires and Edie and Cindy's tires. I'm up on a little bit of hill, so it's not getting to me yet, but yeah, so I was like, what the heck is this? High tide was supposed to be at 3. So I did a little research and found an accurate tide chart, and high tide is like right now. And in further deeper research up in Ensenada and Southern California, we are at a king tide. Lucky us, we've got a king tide. So I'm laughing because a local fisherman drove in and early this morning, and he parked right at the edge of the water with a boat trailer, and it's coming up all around his truck. So I figured if he feels safe enough to park here and drive out of here, then we must be fine. It's super solid. It's not sandy. So I think we're just going to have to sit here and wait for the tide to go out. Always an adventure. I mean, always an adventure in Baja. In life. If life isn't an adventure, oh my gosh, if life isn't an adventure, you're doing it wrong. Oh, I like that. If life isn't an adventure, you're doing it wrong. So there's not much we can do. The road really has water on it, so we're just gonna sit here and wait for the tide to go out and figure out our next move from there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's funny, when I was on Padre Island, I was worried about this very thing. Padre Island would have been worse because it was soft sand. I would have gotten dragged out to sea. You hungry? There you go. All right, I might as well get some work done. Bye-bye. Hell, if they did it. While I was working, Ralph went on a long walk and scouted another spot for us on higher ground about a mile away. So we're moving down there because the tide's going to be worse tonight. And Edie and Cindy decided to go in town and stay in a campground, partly because the road to get out to this campsite is treacherous. And I'll show you on the way out. It was scary. Oh, look at it. Just picked his head up again. Hi, Coyote. We see you. You're not coming. You're not getting my dog. Mm-mm. I'll fight you for her.
Oh, yeah, I do see him.
Is he, like, crouched?
No, he's walking again.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Oh, yeah, he's a big, healthy one. They kind of look like German Shepherds here.
They really do, yes. Look at him.
Bye. Be free. I've been eating a lot of fish and shrimp and eggs, and I'm going to be honest, I'm craving vegan food. I've been eating it because I'm here, and it's really hard if you're a vegan coming to Mexico. Also because of the language barrier, it's really hard, and I'm a visitor in their country, and they don't do a lot of vegan, so I'm just trying to be a respectable American. And respectful American. I want to respect their culture. I think there's a lot of hype right now, so I just want to let them know that some of us respect them. So I just want to let them know, there's just so much going on right now with that, and I don't know how much they feel it, but I don't want to come down here entitled to anything. So I'm eating their food, trying to speak their language, but I am craving vegan food, so I am making a big pot of soup today. Another thing is the veggies down here are not great. You can get carrots and broccoli, and actually, you know what? I've been able to find everything. It's hit or miss in the stores, and a lot of it doesn't look very fresh, but I have a potato left over that I cooked last night, and I've got peppers, and I did buy some serranos, and these are, I don't buy these at home, but kind of, I'm feeling short of vegetables here, so I've been buying whatever they have, and I'm putting these in everything, and they're really good. You know, they're not hot. Maybe a little peppery, but very good flavor. So I'm making some soup, just a big pot of soup. Great way to use all the celery. It does have a little bit of a kick to it. Not much at all, though. Like pepper. Like table pepper. But use the celery leaves and everything in there with some garlic and onion and peppers. The serrano pepper and also the red bell pepper. And then I'm just going to throw in some broth. I meant to soak some beans earlier, but I got to work and totally forgot. So I'm going to use canned beans, butter beans. and garbanzo beans, a can of tomatoes, and this is a quick meal, just because I'm working. When I sit, I work, and then tomorrow we're traveling, so it'll be good though. I'm gonna throw everything in there. I'll show you when I'm done. You want to cook the spices down before you throw everything in. If you kind of roast the spices, cook them a little bit, kind of gives it more depth of flavor. It smells good already. I have some leftover rice, leftover potatoes, and I'm just going to throw everything in there. The whole kitchen sink smells really good. I cook it down, cook it all together before I put the tomatoes in. I'm going to do that next. And then basically, while it's cooking, I'm going to just cut vegetables and throw it in the stock pot. And it's going to be yummy vegetable soup. This new camp is right on the other side of the salt flats, or the salt mines. Guerrero Negro was founded in 1957 when Daniel Ludwig built salt works there to supply demand of salt in the western United States. Since then, this salt mine has grown into the largest producer of sea salt in the world. It's a huge operation, and we're right on the border of it. You can go on tours of the salt mine. It's not something that we were interested in doing, but you might want to if you go visit. I'm going to bring this to a boil before I add the vegetables, because I don't want them to cook too much. I don't want to overcook them. So I'm going to let this boil to kind of let the flavors mesh, and then I'll cook the vegetables in, and that's soup. 15 minutes. So I added a whole bunch of spices. I added some mustard, I added some fennel, I added coriander, I added soy sauce. Let's see. Oh, it's delicious. Mmm. Alright, I have to get back to my video so that I can go have fun tomorrow. Holy shit! Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, I get the message. I'm not here tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all pretty anxious to move on, so we're going to go into town today. We're going to have some brunch, we're going to do some shopping, and then we're going to head out of town. These spots along the water with the king tides have been a little stressful, and we seemed to have parked at a meetup point for people who either work on boats or work in the salt mines. Literally, pretty late after dark, a car would pull in and a dozen people would load up in the car and drive away. The first night it was a little scary, but then we realized we were just in somebody's pickup point. But we're moving on. We're going to see what else we can find. We're looking for something quiet where we don't have to worry about people outside our rig in the middle of the night, and we don't have to worry about water sweeping us away. But first, some time in Guerrero Negro. And this road's not nearly as terrifying going out as it was coming in. It was scary coming in. It's always worse coming in than going out. Trying to get us to come to church. It's Sunday morning. So the first place we were going to go to, Black Coffee Cafe, is closed, even though Google says it's open. So I think this is just something you can expect when traveling in general. And in Mexico, we've found. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. They are so
In
nice.
500 meters, turn left onto Profra, Josefina Flores Estrada.
You have to be flexible. Oh, I was gonna sit there. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I moved that chair over there for me, and Ralph comes in and slips it.
No, we went in there. It looked neat.
Yeah. We're preoccupied.
This is good too.
Our complimentary appetizer.
Scrambled? Yeah.
Reversal through.
Manzana o plátano para el dulce.
Ooh, plantado. Ooh. So I got huevos la mexicana, I think, with scrambled eggs and beans and Mexican spiced potatoes. They were delicious. Menudo. Sí. I'll have it. Looking for propane on a Sunday.
Okay, it's closed. There's a sign that says Serrata Pork Cake Day, whatever that means.
Okay. So we just went to the Mercado. What is it called? San Rafael Supermercado. Oh my gosh, what a great store. So if you're in Baja and you see these signs that say like Costco, Kirkland, so they had a lot of Kirkland items, so I guess they go to Costco to supply their shelves. So I got to find some things that I haven't been able to find. Nuts, almond butter with no sugar in it, coffee, and I'm gonna go ahead and stock up on those things while I'm here. So I didn't bring enough. Nuts are really hard to find. I did find some peanuts the other day, but I got cashews and mixed nuts. I bought some espresso, like Kirkland, in a big bag, but I also bought a bag of local Baja coffee to try, but I'm really picky about my coffee. So I wanted something that was recognizable. Kirkland. I feel like I used to drink Kirkland. Oh my gosh, we did. My ex-husband and I, R.I.P., used to drink Kirkland brand French roast, actually, and it was pretty good. So I'm excited about it. On days when you're running a lot of errands and doing a lot in town, the last thing you want to do is travel a lot to find camping. So we ended up just like a half hour south of town in the desert, and we're going to stay here because we weren't able to get propane on a Sunday. So the plan is to stay here for one night, go get propane, go to the fresh tortilla tomorrow, and head out toward San Ignacio. I think we're going from here. So it seems like a nice quiet place to spend the night, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Can you see it?
So this is where you use your cell phone. The cell phone does great with the close-up shots of those things. Although I did. Yeah, there's a fair bit of vegetative protection here. What's growing all in, I guess.
We're boondocking about 15 minutes out of Guerrero Negro. We stayed in town for a few days, and then we found this spot en route, and it's beautiful. And Sarah found some, what we think is ice plant. It's very crystally, so we walked out here so we could see it live and close up in person. They look like little shiny berries. They're so cool. So they say ice plant, but I haven't seen any ice plant like this.
It says ice plant.
Does it? I guess it could be a different variation. And look at this beautiful, it's just in the dunes up here. There is water on the other side, but we're also hearing a lot of coyotes, so got my eyes on, we all have our eyes on Sadie. Takes a village, but it's beautiful. Look, you can see our camp up there, you see? Way out there. Over here. Don't go too far, please.
And not too much weight. Being able to air down your tires.
I'm walking out here with my friends, and we keep going back to how friendly, not friendly, how happy, they are friendly too, but how happy the people of Baja, Mexico, have been so far. I mean, you know, I just heard my friend Edie say that there's a lot of poverty in Guerrero Negro, and yet they're so happy. And it got me thinking that Americans and consumerism have trained us to never be happy. Our very system trains us to not be happy, to always want more. You'll be happy when you buy that new boat. You'll be happy when you buy this brand new car. You'll be happy when you buy a bigger house. You'll be happy when you work hard for that 2 weeks of vacation. And then you get to be happy for 2 weeks, maybe. But the whole time you're on vacation, you're going to be not as happy as you might have been if you could have afforded the better hotel room, the better restaurants, the shorter lines at Disneyland. Our whole system is rigged to make sure we're never happy. Why? Because if we're never happy, we constantly work for more. We spend more than we can afford. We spend beyond our limits, which puts us in debt, which keeps us forever indebted to a system that just wants to work us to the bone and then throw us away. Whereas here, maybe there's something to be said about just accepting where you are and just accepting that this is my lot in life. I may not have a beautiful house or even running water, and I might have to walk 2 blocks to get water, but that's okay. Maybe that's not the most important thing. Maybe family and good food and a safe place to live and love and free time to just sit outside and look at the stars at night. Maybe that's what really matters. And as I've already published my first video of Baja, and I'm comparing the reaction of the police who came to pull us out of the sand pit, their reaction, no shame, laughing, joking amongst each other. As far as we can tell from our translators, who are friends of Sarah and Aaron, not talking shit about us, just out there, just doing their job, just having fun and joking. No shame, no embarrassment, just, okay, this happened. It was a mistake. We know you didn't get stuck on purpose. Their reaction versus the reaction of so many viewers shaming us, blaming us, telling us, how dare you? What's wrong with you? This angry mob. I mean, just this vitriolic, toxic anger versus Mexico, who's just like, you know what? Shit happens. Okay, let's just deal with it. It's amazing. That right there, our very first video, pretty much summed up in a nutshell the difference I'm experiencing between America and Mexico so far. Just a happiness in the simple things versus this tension, this tense anger, blame, shame, you should have, you shouldn't have, rather than, okay, well, this is what it is, and let's just deal with it. It's sad. Makes me want to move here. You know, and as I'm rewatching what I just shot, I'm thinking that what I just explained about Mexico and Mexicans is a little bit about what my life has been about, living in an RV, and what triggers people who aren't happy, trapped in a system that they're still supporting, that they're still protecting, that they're still justifying. They're like completely miserable and unhappy in their lives. And I'm talking about the haters who watch full-time RVers and do nothing but criticize. They do it because they're unhappy in their own lives. They won't admit it, of course. But what I'm realizing is that my life is about shunning materialism. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what my RV looks like. I don't care that my RV walls are held together with a Turn-A-Bond tape. It's not about the stuff to me. It's about the experiences that I have. All of them. Getting stuck in a ditch or getting stuck in a sand pit in the middle of the Mexican desert and having the police with armed military come out to get us unstuck. What a story. What an experience. Oh my God, what an experience that was. Life is about experiences, not about stuff. And if you think life is about stuff, God, I don't know. I mean, that's not what my life is about. And I think that's part of what I'm kind of tuning into here in Mexico. We've all noticed there's a lot less consumerism here. You even go into the grocery store, you don't have a million cereal choices. You don't have a million soda choices. So I think in the end, I think we're all snacking less. There's just not as many choices here. So it's not, it's less consumerist, it's less materialistic, and it's happier. Something definitely to ponder on. I already have. I don't need a new RV. Why? So I can go in debt like 90% of Americans? That's what people want. I realize that. Every time somebody tells me I need a new RV, they just want me to be more mainstream to make them feel better, I guess. I'm happy. I love my RV. That RV, man, she has been through more things than most Jeeps. So, yeah, this is Mexico. Happy with less. Hey, that's a t-shirt.
That was worthy of a bug report. But again, you hit that one round of mosquitoes and you might be good for the rest of the year. So bug reports aren't really good. Let's talk about Come on, Julie.
Come on.
¿Cuánto? Ok. ¿Tarjeta? ¿Está bien? ¿Tarjeta?
¿Qué tarjeta es?
Ok, muchas gracias. Buenos días. First propane fill up in Baja, and it's totally easy. I think it was 564 pesos, which I'll put in the caption how much that is. I don't know. I think it was 564, or was it 364? I don't know. I think it was 564. So still in Guerrero Negro. We ended up staying here longer than we had originally anticipated when we first got here. Dog. Okay. Go away, dog. So the local dogs are great, but we came in here the other day to get propane and they were closed. Same thing happened. Those two dogs started barking and chasing the rig, which makes Sadie bark, which makes them think that the rig is a giant dog, so they keep chasing me. They stopped chasing me when we got to the major road, thank God. So anyway, we're still in Guerrero Negro. We didn't plan on staying here as long as we have, but you know, life as a boondocker, just take things day by day, and we end up being here 4 nights or 5 nights, whatever it is. So we're going to San Ignacio today. I'm traveling alone today. I have not been alone. Oh my gosh, 2 months, something like that. Love my friends. I'm loving peopling. The extrovert in me is really enjoying it, but the introvert in me is needing some recharge time. So I'm going to take that today. I'm also very behind on work, and I have a deadline tomorrow. So yeah, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling very overwhelmed at this point, 3 weeks into the trip, and wanting to balance. I want to have fun. I want to be on vacation. But I know a lot of you are like, don't make videos. We'll wait. If I don't make videos, I don't get paid. This is how I make a living. And I self-employed. Okay, what's going on here? So they were literally asking for donations. They had an ambulance there, so I don't know if they were asking for donations for their local medical, but these are the ways I am trying to give back. In addition to spending a lot of money here, we've spent, gosh, 3 weeks between all of us. We've probably spent over 10,000 pesos, and looking actually at making a donation also to San Felipe. I've been looking around for an organization in San Felipe. I tried to make a donation directly to the police, and they don't have anything on their website. And then I started looking for, looking at, can you send gifts to police? And I just feel like that's kind of like a weird thing. So I'm looking for a local organization to make a donation to. I mean, yes, I paid 160 American plus a big tip for the tow truck. So that was giving back to the economy and all the eating out. And we did end up staying at a campground. But I recognize that I'm boondocking here. And so I want to give back to this lovely, wonderful, beautiful people here. Yeah, so I just gave them 20 pesos. That's not much. It's like $1, actually, now that I think about it. Probably could have done better than that.
Take the next left onto Domingo Carballo Felix.
Alright, well, I'm heading to a bakery, and I saw a supermercado that I don't think any of us had seen before, so I'm going to go check it out. Wow, the store is amazing. This is the biggest store I've been in probably since San Felipe. It has a warehouse store feel, that's for sure. They have bulk items. I got soy curls. The produce was pretty good. They had everything. Even a lot of bakery items. So I got to skip the bakery and head right to the tortilla. That word is so hard to say. Tortilla. All right, last stop are the fresh homemade corn tortillas. Hola. Sí, sí. ¿Cuánto? Uno. Un kilo, sí, por favor, gracias. Look at it. Oh my God. They're warm. Oh, and it smells so good in there. I love Mexico. Hi, doggy. Oh, hi, are you keeping Sadie company? Interesting. They're supposed to be corn. I smell corn, but I think they might have flour in them. They have flour in them. In fact, they might be flour. They seem more like flour than corn. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. I had to have one while it was hot. Make my own vegan taco. Avocado and some hot sauce. Just a really quick breakfast on the road with these. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I don't care what they're made out of. They're delicious. Oh, that is so good. You might be wondering, how can avocado and hot sauce taste so good on a fresh tortilla made right in front of you in Mexico? Oh my God. I even just brushed my teeth and it's delicious. Wow. My battery's running low. All right, I hope you enjoyed spending some more time with me in Baja. Next time, you're not going to want to miss it. We actually got to sleep in the shadows of a 1700s mission. It was pretty cool, adorable little town. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss a thing. And do me a favor and double check. Just because you think you're subscribed doesn't mean you are. And if you like my video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind.